Welcome to the city of Belo Horizonte. This is my very first visit here. And this is the city most of my Brazilian friends said, do not go. You're not going to like it. And I told myself I have to visit for myself to find out. So here I am. Now, in a upcoming video, I will inform you if my friends were right or wrong on my decision. But for now, I want to tell you why I chose this city. Now, remember, I said most of my Brazilian friends, but I had this one friend who said you have to visit Belo Horizonte. She said that you visited a lot of cities in Brazil except for here. And if you visit, I know you like staying in nice places with good locations. So if you do decide to come here, I'm a manager of a hotel, and I know you will like the hotel because it is an apartment style. And she said I will be able to give you a suite at the top level with a city view, and the suite will also have a mini kitchenette for half the price. And on top of that, is walking distance to major attractions. So I thought about that and I decided, well, this is going to be my last city to end my Brazilian vacation. So I took her up on the offer. There were many other cities in consideration that I was planning to revisit, and a few of those were Belém, Manaus, and last I was thinking about revisiting Fortaleza because my time there was cut short. I didn't get a full effect of the city. But since I already had visited, I decided, well, why not visit somewhere new? And that's another reason why I chose to come to Belo Horizonte. If you're wondering where Belo Horizonte is or a little bit about the city, I'm going to give you a little bit about that. Belo Horizonte is the capital city of the southeastern Brazil's Minas Gerais state. So it is the capital of Minas Gerais. And Belo Horizonte is the sixth largest city in Brazil with a population about 2.7 million people. So it is very populous. And the city is known for its many bars. I must say the airport here is very well organized. Even though it is a huge airport, you would think that it wouldn't. For example, like the airport in Sao Paulo, I always mention that airport, GRU International Airport. It's a huge airport also, but it is very unorganized. Unlike this airport, it's very organized. And I think if you have a layover here or if you actually come and visit like I did, you have no problem exiting or going to whatever your final destination is because the people in this airport is very informative. They don't spin you around in circles. So that's a good thing about this airport. It is organized. So what I'm going to do now is get my luggage and hopefully everything came together and I have no lost luggage, and after that it is time to exit the airport. So what I'm going to do is call an Uber to actually take me to my hotel, which is my final destination. Now, something about this airport you may not know is that the Belo Horizonte Airport, International Airport, is actually not in the city of Belo Horizonte. It's actually in a small city called Confins, which is about roughly 40 minutes away from the city of Belo Horizonte. You know, it always depends on the time of day you go and of course it depends on traffic. So it's similar to like if you go to where I'm from in the Washington D.C. area, we have actually two airports. One is Washington Dulles Airport, which is really not in Washington D.C. It is in Dulles, Virginia. And then we have another airport which is closer to Washington D.C., which is called Ronald Reagan International Airport, which is actually near where the planes hit during 9/11, which is in Arlington, Virginia. So there is actually no airport in Washington, D.C., even though they are called Washington Dulles and Washington Ronald Reagan. Now, this airport, as I said, is very well organized to be a huge airport. So if you have any layovers here or you actually plan to visit like I did, you will have no problems whatsoever with people giving you the correct information and directions of where to go, exit, or whatever you need. Everything is here in this airport you need, from the cambio, which is to exchange your currency, even to something I found very interesting. They still have COVID testing centers inside the airport. And there's only a few that have this, which is the airport in Rio, the international airport, and the international airport in Sao Paulo, which is the GRU airport. There's no other airport that I know of that is probably comparable to this airport being a huge airport in Brazil, except for the GRU airport, which is in Sao Paulo. The only difference is this airport is well more organized. And if you still do need to test for COVID, if you're going to a country that requires it, you can do it here. Or if you have a job that requires you to test before you can go back to work, you can do it here. And what you're saying now is that I'm going to exchange a few dollars for the highs, because once I get to my hotel, it's certain things that I want to do. So I just need a little bit of money, so I'm going to exchange that right now. But I do strongly suggest, not in Brazil, but if you go to any other country, is that you exchange your money using an ATM. The rates is much better. You just have to think about it. When you go to an currency exchange place, which I'm about to go right now, they have a person that's working there. They have to pay for electricity. It's like it boils down to, who do you think make more money? The ATM, which is a bank, or this little currency exchange place, which I'm about to go to right now? The answer is the bank. So they can provide better rates than this place, which I'm about to go to right now. Bom dia. Quanto custo é 300? $300? Sim.
Tá, R$ 1.276.
Tá bom.
É seu passaporte? Obrigada.
De nada.
Não, você. $300. E ontem, driving license? Cadê seu endereço?
No, passport.
Your address?
I can write it.
Yes.
Aqui ou Estados Unidos?
Estados Unidos. Nada.
De nada.
Você assina pra mim aqui, por favor? Obrigada. R$ 1.276. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100, 200, 50, 70, 76. Obrigada.
Obrigado. Obrigado.
Obrigada.
To go back on the money part, because I never gave a second explanation on why I exchanged money at this airport, and that was merely just to show you all that language is important, but then again, language is not important. The reason language is important, say for example, I wanted to find Terminal 2. That means that I would need to know enough of the language to ask someone passing by, where is Terminal 2? Also, I need to know enough of the language to comprehend their response. So this is a case where language is important. Language comes in hand. Now, a case where language is not important was in my case when I first came to Brazil, because I already knew in my mind my whole purpose of coming was to see Carnival. That was it. I had no intentions on learning a language just to visit to see Carnival. But what happened was I began to have a liking of Brazil after my first visit. And by me continuing to revisit Brazil, what happened was I learned a few words, and those few words became sentences. And before you know it, I was at a intermediate stage of knowing the language, reading the language, and also comprehending. So that was the byproduct of me coming to Brazil because I liked Brazil. But you, as a viewer, you might have totally different experiences as me. So, again, do not let the language make that decision for you, and do not let me make that decision for you. All I can do is just give you my personal experiences through video and give you my honest also opinions also, which most people do not. They always say good things and never the bad things. It has to be equal. It has to be a balance of both the good and the bad, in my opinion. But keep those things in mind when making your decision, not just to visiting Brazil, but visiting any country around the globe. Is that there might be a language barrier, but do not let that be the judgment of your decision making when going to a different country. Always visit first for yourself to see, basically just to see even if you like the country. So again, keep those things in mind. But what I'm going to do now is it's about that time, so I'm going to call my Uber and from there go to my hotel. So the next videos are actually going to be in the city of Belo Horizonte. So stay tuned for those videos. And time goes quick. Before you know it, I will be out of Brazil. And I don't want to say it, but back to the code, back to reality, back home in the US. And from there, I guess you will see where my videos take you all. But until then, I want to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you all who make comments, and also for those who give me advice. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the views also and the likes. And until then, peace out.